to our today's lecture. Today we are going to start our new chapter, module number 3, queuing theory, for the subject of operational research of our series for the operational research. Once again, me Jamaksh Mane Kuriyawa, PhD pursuing mechanical department from Government Engineering College Damman, affiliated with Gujarat Technological University. I welcome you all and hope that my lecture will provide you the information that is needed for understanding of the subject. So let's begin. In the content part, we will basically divide this chapter into two videos. First, we will understand the introduction. Second, the invention of queuing theory, components of queuing system. It is important part to understand what are the components included in queuing system, terms used in queuing system, Kendall's notation, and then we will end our today's lecture. Then in the next part we will see queuing system 1. We will discuss what these notations mean over here, then measuring of queuing system, and finally the numerical. So let's begin. So queuing theory refers to the mathematical study of the formation, function, conjunction of waiting lines or queue. Okay, so basically we know that queuing is something that we understand normally, that something in the line, like we see people standing in the bank, either in restaurant, they are waiting for their numbers to come. So it is something, a study relevant to the formations or the conjunctions and the functions of how waiting lines or queues are mathematically formulated. Okay, so in the queuing situations, basically two parts are involved, most important. Someone or something that are request a service, usually referred as to customer, job, or request. That means whenever we go somewhere and we order something, or we go somewhere in bank, we want to do something over there, then we become a customer, a job, or a requester. Okay, so that means we are someone who is requesting a service. So that is the first thing. Now the second thing is someone or something that completes or delivers the service, usually referred to as server. Okay, so when you go, for an example, when you go into the bank, want to withdraw some money or something, then the bank person, the banker, will become a server to you. Okay, so let's see in the example that the same example over here. When looking at the queuing situation in the bank, when we see our queuing situation in the bank, the customers are seeking to deposit or withdraw money. So the customers are someone who requesting a service to either to deposit or withdraw a money. Now the servers are the bank tellers or the banker. Who becomes the server? That are going to help you to deposit the money or whether to withdraw the money. Let's see to the next example. When looking at queuing situation of a printer, when we see the printer, the customers are the requests that have sent to printer. We are the customers that we had applied for a printer, we becomes the customer, and the server becomes the printer. Okay, so printer is the server in this case. So you see in every case there is two part. Basically usually someone who is requesting a service, and there is another one that is completing or delivering the service. Let's see in some diagram over here. So when we see a diagram, what we basically see is there is a populations of customers, as you can see. Okay, the populations of customers are there. If you go into the bank, you will see long lines, restaurants or cinemas or railway stations or bus depot. Anyway, there is always a populations of customers who will arrive and start in the QE. That means they will start to line up in a queue. There will be a waiting line before entering into the server, right? Sometime if we are lucky, we can directly get to the service, but most of all time we have to wait either for number second, third, or etc. Then you have to wait for it, and then your number come, you can go to the server. Once your service request has been completed, you are going to be out. So that is will be the output from the server, and this cycle continues like that. So queuing theory scrutinizes the entire system of waiting line. Like it shows us our the discriminations between this customers and servers. So it provides us elements like customer arrival rate, number of servers, number of customers, capacity of waiting area, average service completion time, and queuing discipline. Queuing disciplines refers to rules of the QE. For example, whether it behaves based on principle of first in, first out, first in, first out, prioritize, or service in random order. We will see this part later on, but basically queuing is what the introduction is trying to say, that queuing will give us and some idea about what we are going to do. Like over here it will give us an idea of customer arrival rate, then numbers of servers over here, numbers of customers or capacity of waiting line. It will provide us some basic instinct about this thing. Okay, so that is why we are studying the queuing thing. Now let's see the invention of queuing theory. So queuing theory was introduced in the early 20th century by Danish mathematician and engineer Agner Kurup Erling. Now Erling, this is the Danish mathematician talking about, Agner Kurup Erling. Erling worked for the Copenhagen Telephone Exchange and wanted to analyze and optimize its operation. He sought to determine how many circuits were needed to provide an acceptable level of telephone service for people not to hold for too long. He was also curious to find out how many telephone operators were needed to process a volume of a call. See, we are talking about here an old time when we had to wait an enormous number of time to get on a call. Okay, so he was working in a Copenhagen Telephone Exchange, where he wants to do some determine how many circuits he has to require, so that the people are calling does not have to wait too much. Okay, and he wants to find out how much numbers of server provider will be there to optimize this system. So his mathematical analysis culminated in his 1920 paper Telephone Waiting Times, which served as the foundation of applied queuing theory. The international unit of telephone traffic is called Erlang in his honor. Okay, so whenever the telephone traffic is happening in his honor, it is known as an Erlang. Okay, Erlang once again has told, by time of relatively early death of an age 51, Erlang has created the field of telephone network analysis. Okay, so now let's see. Okay, now let's see the components of queuing system. The first component is arrival distribution. Second one is departure distribution. Third one is service queuing discipline. Fourth one is service channel. Maximum numbers of customers allowed in the system. Calling source or population, and customer behavior. Okay, so these are the these are the 7 components we are going to discuss in the upcoming part. So let's see first an arrival distribution. So customer arrival may be equal in interval or may not be unequal. That means it sometimes customers comes at an interval time, often same interval time, but sometimes they are coming unequally. Okay, that means sometime they come in 1 minute, sometime they come in 2 minutes, sometime 4, 5, and etc. Since customer does not have any fixed time of arrival of customers is generally in random number. Okay, we as a person, we know that whenever we go somewhere, the arrival of the other person are very uncertain. Okay, so based on this, probability of arrival can be derived. On this study we can derive something. So probability distribution can be determined. Generally, Poisson's distribution is followed as by arrivals of. When we say Poisson distribution, that means because it depends on time. That's why it is called as an Poisson's distribution. The rate at which customers arrive are called arrival rate. Okay, at the rate which the customers arrive are called arrival rate. Now let's see departure distribution. Service time may be constant or may vary to different conditions. That means if you enter in the bank, sometimes the banker is doing something else and you will get your service in very much time, means taking higher time compared to what the service supposed to be. So it is a very uncommon and unexpected situations you can have at a time of service. So it is found by the researcher that distribution of service time is exponentially distribution. That means it is something of and conditionally distributed thing. Okay, the rate at which one service facility can serve the customer unit time is known as an service rate. So at the rate at which a service can be provided to the customer is known as an service rate. Now service disciplines. Service discipline or order of service is the rule by which customers are selected from the queue to service. Priority is said over when an arriving is chosen for service ahead of some other customer already in the queue. Following are the service discipline. That means over here we are talking about the service how we get. Like if you go into some bank, what will happen? The first come, the first the serve. Okay, so if you are going at 10 a.m. in the morning in the bank and someone is already there from 9:45 a.m., then the person who is waiting there at the 9:45 will get the first chance to get served. Okay, so that is known as first come first serve. The other thing is the last come last serve. It means that last arrival is going to get first some. Still there are some service in random order, and there are service also in which the priority has been decided. Now the another one is service channel. The queuing system may have single serving facilities such as doctor clinic, and on the other hand there are multi facilities such as petrol filling. Okay, you may somewhere go, you will find that is only single, like an doctor. If you enter into a doctor, there are not numbers of doctor available, there is only one doctor available to you, so that is single serving. While you go on the petrol pump, you will find out so many filling pumps, so you will get an multi-servicing facility. Sometimes customer has to pass through a particular sequence in order to have completion of the process. So queuing system can be classified based on service system, a single server system or multi-server. That means on the type of system it is, you can decide whether it is single server or multi-server. Now maximum number of customers allowed in the system. The maximum numbers of customers in the system can be either finite or infinite. Sometimes it is 10, 100 or maybe n numbers. In some facilities only a limited numbers of customers are allowed in the system, and new arriving customers are not allowed to join unless the number of become less than the limit. That means that is important, the space is important. For an example, in some place where only 10 customers are able to stand, only 10 customers have to stand over there, the next 11th one will be stay out of it. So after one is completed, the 11th one will enter into the 10th queuing line. Now the population. The arrival pattern of customer depends upon the source which generates them. If there are only few potential customers, the calling source is called finite. If there is a large number of customers, it is usually said to be infinite. Okay, so that means population generally depends on how they are arriving. There are sometimes very few customers, but sometimes there is a infinite customers. Now customers behavior. This is very important. It is most asked many times in the examinations also, that QE may vary according to the behavior of the customers arrived at the QE and do not change his queue until he is served. This is called patient customer. That means if you are standing in a line and you are not changing your queue at any situation, that is called a patient customer. While the customer changes his queue, he is called impatient customer. If someone there is who is changing its queue, like looking at the another QE and seeing that this is your opportunity to get then fast service, then he will change the QE. This is impatient customer. So the next one is customer do not join a particular queue either by seeing the number of customers already at the service or by estimating the excessive time for the disarmament service. This is known as bulking. Like sometime if we go somewhere at the mall or somewhere and we want to purchase something, but when we see at the queue, what we will find that it has a so large numbers of customers already available there, and our time is going to take us so long, so we do not go over there. This is known as an bulking. This happen when customer has less time available for waiting in the queue compared to the expected waiting time for getting service. That means it is happening because the customer has a very less time to do the job. If the customer leaves the queue after waiting some time in the queue is known as a reneging. That means if customer leave the queue after waiting some, it is known as reneging. There are so many reasons for this to happen. So as we're discussing that the reason behind why the reasoning happened is that there is so much less time for the customer to stay over there when he knows that there is a very higher chance of waiting too much. Now there is the next one, that is if customer is impatient customer and jumps to another line after waiting in one queuing, assuming that the another queue will be served earlier, this behavior is called as jockeying. Like sometime you are waiting in the cinema hall where you are taking the tickets, then what happened that when you see there is next queue which is less occupied by the customer, you jump into that queue. So this kind of person is, the customer is known as an jockeying. Okay, now let's discuss some few terms used in queuing system. So queue is something, number of customers waiting for taking the desired service forms a queue. That means it is not something that is already service taken. Okay, you cannot say the queue is that one that is already say. It is someone who is waiting to get service is known as an queue. So that is another one. System is the combination of number of customers service at the facility and the number of customers waiting in the queue for the service. Okay, so how many customers are getting serviced and how many customers are waiting in the queue for getting service are the combination is known as a system. Length of the queue, the average number of customer in the queue waiting for getting service exclude those who are served. So in the length of queue you don't have to include the person who are getting already get the service, so you have to exclude them. So exclude those who are served and the rest is known as the length of the queue. Then length of the system, the average number of customers in systems including those who are waiting as well as who are served. So when you talk about system, you have to include that those who had already served also. Waiting time in the queue, the average total time for customers which has to wait in the queue to get service is known as waiting time in the queue. That much how much amount of time it is going to take to get a service. Then waiting time in the system, the average total time spent by customer in the system from the moment he arrives till he leaves the system. It is the sum of waiting time plus service time. That means it is the total time. That means amount of wait timing he is getting and amount of service time. It is the plus of that. So traffic intensity is the ratio of average arrival rate to average service rate. Okay, average arrival. That means in as we see then how many persons are coming, how many customers are coming at some time, it is arrival rate, and how many services are getting ready. So it is the ratio of this thing, arrival rate and service rate. It is known as an also utilization factor. Okay, so let's come to our last part of this video, that is Kendall's notation. So for the system where there is a one quotations notation has been provided over here, which is known as Kendall's because it is derived from that. You have to remember this thing, A B C hyphen D slash E. Okay, where A represent arrival distributions of customer. Okay, how many arrival distribution, what type of arrival distribution is that? Either it is Poisson or exponential. Okay, or service distribution. Then B represent departure, the departure rate, whether it is Poisson or exponential. C represent number of parallel service facility in the system. Okay, what C represent over here? It represent the number of service facility. We will see in the next slide. Then E represent maximum number of customers allowed in the system. E represent service discipline or service pattern. So let's talk about first of all for A and B. Okay, for A and B. So for A and B, it can be among from this thing anything. That is Poisson or exponential, EK that is Allen-Jen, general departure, deterministic and general independent. Most often time we are having going to see the Poisson ratio. So M. Remember this M. So what I have to write over here for A, I have to write out M. Then for the number of service used, say 1 or any fixed number, say S. Okay. For C, what you have to write? For number, if you are getting one service provider is only there, you have to write down 1. If there is a S number of fixed number of provider server, you have to write the S. There is no restriction on the numbers of person in the queue. So for D, infinite is to use. If there is no number of restriction provided for the customer to arrive, then you have to denote it by this infinite. In some service, number of person in the queue is restricted. So parameter D, it may be fixed number, say n. If there is a restricted, then is n number. For E, following notations are used. That is first come first serve, serve in some random order, last come last serve, general discipline. So this is how the Kendall's notation work. So I hope the theoretical part is clear. Next time we will see first type of thing, and that is including MM1, then finite C, then we will find out the numerical for that, and we will understand accordingly. Okay, so see you in the next part of our today's subject of queuing theory. Thank you so much.